Christina, and I am here with Jonathan Scott. How's it going?
How do you know I'm not Drew?
I know.
How do you tell? What's the secret? Everyone has their thing.
I don't know.
I have a scar. Most people don't realize, right between my eyes there. That's
So you're riding solo today?
I am riding solo. You know, I figured I gotta, cut that umbilical cord and
it's time.
separate. We were, conjoined until today. Now we are separate, free floating.
It's a big day.
Yeah, very exciting news.
How's your holiday season going?
Amazing. We're getting ready. We had a fan cruise that we just finished doing.
Yeah.
So 5,200 people at sea. That's a lot of people to be trapped at the ocean with. But we had so much fun.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. We did everything. I mean, I love karaoke, so we did. The ship actually said this is the largest karaoke event they have ever done.
Wow.
They filled the entire auditorium, got people up. At the end, we did a Backstreet Boys song and had 200 people on the floor singing with us.
That's amazing.
So, stuff like that and Beach Olympics and you name it. So,
That's
yeah,
so fun.
good.
What's the craziest thing that happened on the cruise?
Well, I got engaged. No, I'm just kidding.
More breaking news.
Yeah, more breaking news. I think, it wasn't like any one thing happened, but it was nice to have the whole family together. And, we take all of our employees away on a vacation every year. So we had 160 of our friends and family and employees on the ship as well, which is pretty wild. And then wanted to get back to New York because every year, I come to New York every year around the Christmas time because I love going seeing all the holiday windows, seeing the tree at Rockefeller Plaza, and Plaza. I don't have an accent. I don't know why I said Plaza.
I was wondering where that came from.
And then doing this event with Jaguar is so cool because we have basically hollowed out a double-decker bus. They said to me, we want to do something interesting about the holidays, talk about the Jaguar EPS. I'm like, oh, I have an idea.
Yeah.
We've created a moving holiday window. So if you ever see, if you're going along, Fifth Ave or wherever you see all the
Saks,
yeah, exactly, the Saks windows, Macy's, things like that. We wanted to do that, but have the window come to you. So I've hollowed out this double-decker bus, done it all up like what my holidays were at home, all classic, beautiful colors, things like that. And people, they're not just doing double takes, they're doing quadruple takes.
Sure.
This thing is huge, and right in the window of it is the Jaguar E-Pace, so it's pretty cool.
That's amazing. That's so much fun. Yeah, I'm sure people were like, oh, what's that? You actually made people turn their heads in New York.
Kind of makes me the official holiday mascot of New York.
Sure, yeah, I like
know.
that.
Yeah.
What are some holiday traditions that you have in your home?
Well, one is my dad always instructs the last ornament to go under the tree, but he doesn't actually do any of the ornament hanging. My mom always makes desserts for us, so she'll make like an apple pie and a cheesecake and things like that. Drew makes mom do his own cheesecake that he will not share with anybody else. Just for him. She'll make two. One for everybody else, one just for him. He will not share. But the coolest is I love caroling. We always go caroling as a family to our neighbors and to our friends, so I have to warm up my karaoke voice, but yeah, we do a little of that.
That's so fun. So I was going to say, did you guys used to fight over presents, or was it cheesecake then?
Yeah, no, we weren't. We were never really a big gifting family, unless it was something that had significant meaning. Like for example, I was even today, my friends don't buy me a sweater. I don't want a sweater. But if there's something you make or something unique or something that brings back a memory from your childhood or something, that's the kind of stuff that I think has particular meaning. So the weird thing that I used to do, this is so embarrassing, I would unwrap the gifts the night before, but it was not because I was peeking. It's because if they were wrapped poorly, I wanted them to look better. So I would unwrap everyone else's gifts and I would rewrap their gifts properly so that they looked good.
That's really
funny. Why give a
funny.
gift if it looks like crap? Come on.
You were destined to do what you're doing.
Apparently, yeah. Because when I was a kid, I actually got up in front of the class. The class, kids get up like, I want to be a flower man, I want to be a spaceman, I want to be this, that. I got up in front of everyone and said, I want to be a flower man. I didn't realize it's called a florist, but so I kind of do that now. I guess
definitely. I would imagine that your home is decorated to the nines then.
Oh, it's done up. Phone. Do you have my phone over there?
Yes.
I will show you pictures
Thank you.
of this. This is how I do it. So I am a Christmas nerd. Hopefully you don't see something on my phone that you're not supposed to see. That would be, actually, hey, we could go viral.
Sure, we could go viral.
These are
We're
some of the
breaking
things.
a lot of news today.
Check
oh my
out.
God.
So that's how I do my lights up.
That's beautiful.
And I'll give these to you guys so you can see them as well. Do you want me to zoom in so you can see them?
Oh my God.
I'm going to go in. So
that's gorgeous.
Where are we here? What's going on?
How long does that take you to do? Or you don't do it?
All right, so that's my, well, I have, so it takes 3 people 2 days
nice.
to do it. So then that's Watch this. Oh, whoa. Getting extreme close-up. Hold on. There we go. All right, there we go. And that, I have a 16-foot tree.
Gorgeous.
Like that. And then I also have wreaths. I have a custom mistletoe that I put on my custom chandelier and stuff like that. So,
very nice.
Kind of give you a bit of an idea as to how much of a holiday nerd I am.
I like that. Have you put the mistletoe to good use yet?
No, I have not. Are you asking? I have you got hardware. You're not allowed to be under mistletoe. What's happening here? I got everyone making fun of me on the cruise because there were fans that showed up on the cruise that had mistletoe on a stick.
Oh, really?
So when we would do like our
around.
around the ship, I'm like, security. But no, it's fun. It's just me and my 2 hounds. I got 2 fur babies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Brenda's asking, how does a woman get your attention? Chasing you around with mistletoe.
Really important. I like people who brush their teeth and scrub their butt.
Okay.
Like, bathe.
Pretty basic.
That's an important thing. But also, you can't take yourself too seriously. Like, we love to have a good time. We love to laugh a lot.
Sure.
So somebody who's got a sense, I think nothing is more attractive in a woman than a great sense of humor. And somebody who's confident about themselves too. You know, you don't have to prove anything to anybody. Just be who you are. And I think that's the most beautiful trait you can have.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I know you have been approached for The Bachelor, what, 4 times now?
3 times.
3 times.
One was Bachelor Canada, twice in Bachelor
Okay.
US.
What's it going to take for you to do this?
That is so not my jam. I would be absolutely, that's my nightmare. Like, I can't even imagine. 30 women or whatever?
Yeah, 30 women.
I wouldn't even know how to wheel 3 people. Like, I would be terrified. So no, that would put me so far outside of it. I would do Amazing Race. I think it sounds fun. I could probably even do Survivor. I grew up on a ranch. You got to know how to live in the woods. But yeah, no, The Bachelor is just, I'm a one person at a time kind of person.
Well, you are very busy.
Yeah.
Really pulled in a million different directions.
I could renovate your dream home as well. Is this what this is?
Do it all.
Is this currently, us Tinder right now?
Yes.
Which is the good way?
Swipe right.
Right is good?
Right, yeah,
is
swipe
right good or is
right's
left good?
Right's good.
Right good? Okay.
We have tests.
Do the
everybody.
good one. Whatever the good one is. I don't know what it is.
Are you dating?
No.
No. Yeah.
I am honestly having a blast. Like, with our shows, we do 44 episodes of our shows a year. It's a lot of renovations. So, and when I haven't been doing that, I've been traveling around, just spending time with family. My parents are actually, because we're filming at home in Las Vegas from January to mid-April.
That's nice.
And my parents are going to come and stay the whole time. So they're going to be there as well. So it'll be kind of
That's good. How is Drew enjoying married life?
Having a blast.
Yeah.
They actually just did yesterday. So friends of ours who couldn't make the wedding in Italy created a whole scavenger hunt around New York with them yesterday. So they spent 4 hours all over New York doing all this adventure stuff, and then we all met in Koreatown at a karaoke joint last night, and that was how we culminated the night.
That's so fun.
But that was, I'm telling you, that was one of the most beautiful weddings of all time. And I think he's ruined that for everybody on the planet.
He set the bar pretty high.
Yeah, not only the proposal with the song he wrote and all that, but the wedding and being in Italy, I'm like, oh, I'll just elope if it ever happens again.
Seriously.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, is he feeling the pressure to have the kids now?
I think they'll have kids right away.
Yeah.
So
nice.
I keep, anytime we're doing an interview together, I always put on the spot. I'm like, "Oi, is there breaking baby news, Drew? Tell us right now." And he's like, "Shut up, stop." That's why they don't invite. He said that they're sick of me third wheeling on them. It's been
That's why he's not here.
8 to 10 years of third. I think they met 8 years ago. 8 years of third wheeling, but hey.
Hey, it's working. That's great. So you guys are in your 13th season of Property Brothers?
We're in the 13th season, yeah. We air in over 160 countries, and every country airs different episodic batches for seasons. So like in Canada, 26 episodes a season. In the US, 13 a season. So I can never keep up.
Yeah.
All I know is we have done almost 380 renovations for the shows.
Oh my
so that's 380 families that we've been able to help, which is very exciting for me, because my favorite part of any episode is at the end when we give them the keys and we give them a big hug, and man, am I good at making people cry.
Has anybody not been happy with the end result?
Fortunately, knock on
wood.
particle board table. I think everyone's going to, sometimes there'll be like an individual piece of furniture or art or something that somebody doesn't like, easy to swap out. There was only one client who, it turned out she was not happy with her kitchen. She wanted white on white on white on white, but her husband didn't want that.
Okay.
And so I snuck in some beautiful sort of mid-tone wood panels in there. It was gorgeous, and it turned out that she hated it. But it turns out that she hated it because it wasn't her choice.
Oh.
I said, give it a month, you know, just think on it. And worst case, I can swap the panels out, no problem. Well, then I saw the husband, I saw him at the grocery store like a month later, and he's like, it turns out all of their friends came over and they loved it. And then she's like, oh, well, then
like,
maybe I do like it. You know, this is my idea.
Right.
And now she loves it.
Oh,
so,
that's good.
you know, you're working, it's a stressful thing. We're taking these renovations that normally would take months and months and months and months, and we're doing it in 9 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so property values is 8 to 9 weeks. Buying and selling is 4 weeks. So there's stress. I can understand that people would be a little out of their mind.
Have you ever been like really close to your deadline and didn't make it, had to go back and do renovations
Oh
and
yeah,
things like that?
yeah. We've come across, because I've never, fortunately, again, knock on fake wood, I've never gone over budget or over timeline on the original scope of work.
Okay.
But sometimes we have a problem that we come across that adds on to the scope of work, and you know, you just have to deal with it.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
probably the worst add-on I've ever had from any client was Drew when I renovated his house in LA. He added a basement. So I had to lift the whole house up on beams, dig out the entire basement, and it was crazy. I mean, you don't have basements in LA because there's an ocean at that level.
Sure, yeah.
So it was quite an ordeal, but it was worth it.
Have you and Drew ever had any on-set arguments or disagreements?
Ooh, I usually carry power tools, so not so much. No, we don't. We actually divide and conquer with everything we kind of do, and we respect, you know, what each of us are good at and what each of us are not.
Yeah.
We have disagreements, particularly in design and stuff. There's some things he likes, and I would like to do the opposite. But it's never ever, I always laugh because I'll look online and these articles, these stories will come up from time to time.
Sure.
Brothers have epic, you know,
Epic
fight. They don't
feud.
speak to each other. And we were literally on vacation together when we read the last one. We're like, oh, are we not supposed to be speaking? Should we not
Sure.
speak? There's no drama in our family. Our family,
amazing.
we have a great dynamic.
Yeah,
And
you
it's
guys
been-
all get along.
Yeah.
That's great. What's the most embarrassing thing that has happened on set?
Oh, well, 90% of what I say could never air on television. I have a potty mouth. Sorry, Mom. I would say, oh man, for embarrassing, well, not necessarily embarrassing, but I
Yikes.
opened my arm up by accident in an accident that happened a month and a half ago.
Man, what
and
happened?
so I was taking out a cast iron tub, and I'm usually like Mr. Safety and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was watching to make sure that none of the crew would get hit by the shrapnel, because cast iron will shatter when you hit it hard enough. So I was watching the crew, making sure everyone's safe, and I went through, and when I went through, I didn't realize there was a broken tile on the wall, and it just filleted my arm right down to the muscle. So at least I could see inside my arm, and everything looks like it's working well. But the video I have, when I went into the doctor, and he's like holding up everything, I'll actually get your reaction. I'm not going to show you, but I'm going to get your reaction.
Thank
so you can see, it's like I created my own sashimi.
Oh my God.
It was pretty amazing. And the reaction that everybody gives,
I don't know if I
nobody's
wanna
seen
see
this. So this is that's the.
Oh my God, that is so gross. Oh my God.
It doesn't bother me. So the doctor was laughing. He's like, "Does that hurt?" I'm like, "Duh, just do what you got to do."
Just do what you gotta do.
I finished getting the stitches, 17 stitches, and then I went immediately back to a new set and started a new demolition. So
Jeez.
it's unfortunately when you own the company and we're the head show, we don't get
Right,
any
no days
downtime.
off,
So
yeah.
we got to keep.
They have
trucking
medic on
ahead.
set. Just
Yeah,
in case.
the medical insurance companies love us because we never make a claim.
Yeah.
You know? We just keep going, keep
Keep
trucking.
going.
Yeah.
Don't stop. We always
Yeah.
like to ask people what are snacks or what do you request for craft service while on set?
I have to have wheatgrass that's been grown to at least 3 inches. No, I'm just kidding. We don't really have a lot of demands. We like a healthy mix of food because TV shows are renowned for having very unhealthy snacks lying
Sure,
around.
yeah.
So we have our own, usually just like a healthy protein bar, something like that. Little assortment of fruit and nuts. And my one weakness, crackers.
Yeah?
I love crackers, whether it's Triscuits. Love me some Triscuits. Stoned wheat, if anyone knows what those are.
heard of that.
Yeah, and stuff like that, or even the wheat thins. Like, oh man, I will consume it. This is. I
Entire
sound like
box.
such a disgusting slob, I can eat an entire box of crackers in one sitting, just like that.
I do enjoy the wheat thins as well.
Yeah. When we were just filming in Canada for 3 months, and it's so funny because I'm sorry, America, you do not have as good of candy as Canada. Canada has all of these things like a mint arrow bar and like these cheesies. They're called Hawkins cheesies. They're like really crunchy, or ketchup potato chips instead of barbecue. Good. Everyone's always like, ew. I'm like, no, they're fantastic. So all these different things they have there. I'm like, at some point, it's got to come in here. Even in Canada, you know what Smarties are, right?
Yep.
That's not what they are in Canada. In Canada, they're like M&Ms. They're a chocolate-covered candy.
Interesting.
But because you guys have the tart Smarties and they have that, there's like this battle of the candy between Canada and the U.S.
That's amazing.
So yeah, it's pretty funny. But we travel every 3 months. We're in a different city. We film the majority of our shows in the U.S. I'd say probably 60-40, and the rest in Canada. But it's fun to be in a different city and meet different people and see different customs. And
what do you do in your downtime when you have it?
I write a documentary.
Yeah.
I'm just finishing a documentary that we'll be taking to a film festival in 2019, and it's all about renewable energy. I don't think a lot of people realize how their homes are powered, and you know, the advances in technology with solar and renewable and electric vehicles and things like that. So it's pretty exciting to talk about those things and show people how it'll actually make their lives easier.
That's so cool. And you guys are also doing a sitcom for Fox that's in development?
We are. We sold a sitcom based on our book, It Takes Two. It's all about our lives, and I guess people are like, wow, we can make fun of these guys here. And so we just had the pilot approved, so they'll be casting it. It'll be interesting to see who plays Drew and me.
Who do you want to play you?
The Olsen twins. I'd like to be Ashley Kate.
Dream casting?
Yeah, Mary Kate. Ashley, one of them. Yeah. I don't know, because we made in the show, we made them fraternal twins so that they don't have to be identical, which would be hard because I'm so much better looking than Drew. So it's, you know, we want to make sure it's. I'm thinking George Clooney. George.
Totally.
George, will you play me in the show? I don't know. Maybe.
What's the biggest misconception about identical twins?
Well, one is that people always assume you're the same person or that you share. So they'll always say, you know, they'll say this. So, you know, think back, guys. What's the most impactful thing in your life? But they'll assume that we only had one life together. I'm like, well, we're very different people. Drew and I, even though we have a lot of similarities, we're very different people. And, you know, so it's. Yeah, it's interesting sometimes. I think people just assume that you're one entity. Right.
Did you ever trick like girlfriends and teachers growing up?
Oh, we pranked a lot.
Did you?
Yeah, we played a lot of pranks when we were growing up. That's what you do when you're a twin. There may have been a situation where I may, because we had a testing center at our high school. It was a different system where you work at your own pace, and you know, it's more like college where you have a lecturer and testing center stuff. And I may have taken an exam using Drew's ID once after I had taken it for myself. So
that's amazing.
Technically, he may not have graduated, I guess.
We still don't know.
We should investigate this.
We've broke a lot of news here today.
Yeah, this is it. We're going viral. We're shutting down the internet here.
We are, definitely. Well, thank you so much, and to Jaguar for bringing you here for the holidays.
Yeah, it was amazing. If you guys see the double-decker Jaguar bus driving around the city, take a selfie, tag me, Mr. Silver Scott, tag Jaguar USA, and use #UnwrapAJaguar because we want to see as many fan pictures. I'm going to see them all when I go on social media. I'm going to see all the pictures. It's going to be exciting to see the buzz.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Have a great holiday.
You too.
Thank you.